Hi, my name is David Breslow, founder of the Personal Best Academy. I'm here with you today because I want to announce it's really a relaunching of my mother's book, and it's called Who Said So? It's really her personal story about her journey into self-discovery and also complete recovery from multiple sclerosis. Now, she actually wrote this book over 30 years ago, and it was published in 1990, I believe it was, for the first time. And the book is now out of print and has been for quite a while, and we still have the rights to it, so I decided to put it back out because I believe that this time in our world, at this era, this is the right time for this story. And the reality is that she was diagnosed with MS in the late 60s. And of course the doctor walked in at that time and he said, "I'm sorry, you have MS, crippler of young adults. There's nothing I can do for you, and there's nothing you can do for you." So after a little while of her depression, of course, and feeling about as low as one can get after hearing a diagnosis like this, she decided to think, well, who is this guy to dictate the rest of my life? And that's where the title of Who Said So came into play. Now, a lot of the people who know me know, they consider me, I guess, feisty or rebellious. I do question a lot of things. And the people who know me and I've talked to, I've told about this story. Many people don't know about it. But this is really the reason that I am considered to be so rebellious, because I constantly look at things, and I work with a lot of people that cross a lot of different areas, from professional athletes to amateur athletes to corporate people to people interested in personal development. And I'm always asking the question, who said so? Why is it that you have to suffer this much? Why is it that you have to put up with things that you put up with? Why is it that you have to remain limited in your thinking and your belief systems? All those things are touched by the very simple question, who said so? So, I promised my mom, and she is still living and healthy as an ox. She's 86 years old. She's been symptom-free for over 30 years now, probably closer to 35 or 40. And what I did was I helped her put together the new version of this old version of the book. It's basically the same, plus she added a new chapter, which is called a prologue. 30 years later, all the life lessons that she's learned, personally and professionally, after being diagnosed with the multiple sclerosis. So that is now in the book. And I told her I would help her put it out there in the world, and I'm very happy to do so. So that's the reason for my video visit with you today. And on the page that you're looking at this video, you can either see easy ways to order the book, and the only place you can order it is here right now. And there's also a free excerpt, so you're welcome to read the excerpt so you can see for yourself if it's something you'd like. But what's really interesting is a lot of people have read this book who have nothing to do with multiple sclerosis or have no illness whatsoever. Because the reality is, this is a book about the testament of being human. That's why I believe it's so relevant now. And who couldn't use inspiration in this particular time and era that we live in? We can all use it. And that's what this book really is. It's a testimonial to the power of the human being to go from here to here and to heal. In my mother's case, it was to heal. She was literally saving her own life, and her condition was pretty advanced. And you know, I remember many things about it while I was in the house. And I remember one thing in particular. Here's a little story I'll share with you. I was in high school, and I remember opening the door one day after the doorbell rang, the front door, and I opened it up, and a person with a walker was just looking at me saying hello, and she started to, kind of walk in the house. And then, it was just like a movie. You know, in the movies when somebody opens the door and then they go to close it, and then all of a sudden there's another person there, and they close it, and there's a third person there, and then a fourth person and a fifth person, that kind of thing. It was exactly like that. There were probably about 15 people total. And every time somebody came in, my mom was standing behind me, and her name is Rachel Breslow, and we used to call her Rach. So I would see all these people coming in, and I would turn around to her and I go, "Rach, well, what are all these people doing here?" And her comment to me was, "Well, I went to the hospital because the doctors asked me to join the other people who were diagnosed with MS, but I went there once, and I realized that there was no way I'm going back. Because all we did was talk about how bad we felt. And I didn't know enough at the time, but I knew enough to know that this can't be good. And of course she was right. So what she did was she really convinced everybody else in the group to come over to the house, and she told them, look, we're not going to talk about how bad we feel. If any part of you that feels good, she said, I don't care if it's this part of your elbow. If that's the only part that feels good today, that's what we're talking about. So everybody came over, and they had seeing eye dogs, and they had patches over their eyes, and they had headbands on, and walkers and canes, and I mean, it was unbelievable, the people that were coming through the door. But it can happen. Even in the face of everyone telling her, including the medical profession, friends, co-workers, everybody told her that this wasn't possible. But she turned her back on them and decided that she needed to heal herself and went about the journey of doing it. And that's exactly what she did. So I thank you for taking a few minutes with me and hearing this story. If you have any interest at all, please purchase the book. Right now I have limited numbers of copies that we produced, and obviously if we have a lot of people wanting them, we'll get more. But right now it's a limited number. So if you're interested for yourself, or if you have an idea of a wonderful gift for somebody, please order the book, and I hope to hear any feedback that you have. I would love to hear any of your comments. And in the book there's information, and on this page there's information where you'll be able to contact me as well. So I thank you for listening to this. I appreciate you taking your time. I know you have a busy schedule. Thank you again, David Breslow, founder of the Personal Best Academy. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye.